Hey, welcome to the Power Friendship Podcast episode. It's
Something.
something. It's something. It's one. It's one of the episodes. We have a special guest today. Introduce you guys. Well, one of them have already been on the show, but things are happening. Things are happening. Introduce yourself.
Ladies first, introduce yourself.
Okay.
Oh
Well,
no, not like this.
I'm Ethan Campbell. I'm one fourth of a film group in Liverpool called Some Guys with a Camera, and we are about to release our own self-funded web series called Birchall, Pints, which is a 6-part comedy about two brothers that run a craft brewery in Liverpool, and all of the hijinks, all of the situations and scenarios they get themselves into whilst trying to make the business.
I'm Philip Redgrave. I was in that show because he dragged me along kicking and screaming, and now I'm here as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I was the director of photography for about 80% of the shoot, and I played David Bugle, who is a conservative politician. For you, I think that'd be Republican. Right-wing politician who is bribed and blackmailed by the Birchalls into pushing for the beer tax to be lowered in England so that the Birchalls can put up the top of the high percentage beer.
Awesome. Awesome. So awesome.
That's
So
awesome.
My co-host here, Benny J. Blanco, the man, the myth, the legend, and I am Sailor Gaines. We're here to get your daily dose of friendship and talk all things. Talk all things, okay? First
We'll get to
question.
wrestling at some point as well.
Yes, wrestling, of course. Wrestling, we always wrestling. All right, question. So, all right, why make this? Why did you make this? Why make this?
Good question.
Okay.
Oh, how long have we got?
Hey, end of time. I want to know things. I want to know.
So I think Some Guys with a Camera formed because Matt, John, and Connor, the 3 founder members that aren't with us today, they're not dead. Yeah,
It's the last project they ever worked on the last day.
yeah. So Matt, John, and Connor formed this when they were teenagers. I think more just out of a necessity. There were 3 lads that wanted to get into film. They'd met on a filmmaking course. We knew that Liverpool and the north of England in general didn't have the resources for young people to come up through creative industries. So Some Guys with a Camera was formed because they thought, well, we've got a camera and there's 3 of us. Why can't we make these films ourselves? And we might not be, experienced as Spielberg. We might not have that skill. Obviously, we're not on that level. But that doesn't mean that we don't have a right to make make and tell these stories that we really want to do. So they started up a YouTube channel in, I think, about 2017, 2018. And in 2020, I joined and we started working on Birchall Pints around that time. But I think that Birchall Pints as a show represents exactly everything Some Guys with a Camera was formed for. It was all young creatives for the most part. There was some older people involved, but it was like the core of it was all, we were all teenagers or just in our early 20s. We all desperately wanted to be in film and TV, but we knew that there was so little opportunity for people in the north of England.
Yeah.
So we made this show. We crowdfunded for it. We got $2,500 crowdfunded for it, and we thought, like, initially we were going to just make the first episode and then peddle it around and see who wanted to give us funding. But we thought, well, if we're going to crowdfund for it, we've got the ambition required. Why can't we just make the whole show? And we should, because like that's what Some Guys with a Camera do is take matters into our own hands and produce the things we actually just want to do. And Birchall Pints was, I think, like the ultimate version of that.
Yeah, and remember when I was on the podcast last time, one of the things I mentioned was it can be very difficult for a lot of up-and-coming actors, especially, obviously, as you mentioned there, that this basically provides them an opportunity to sort of get their start within the acting industry, really, because it can be difficult to get on your first project. A lot of it sometimes, I mentioned last time, you do have to sort of, it's that kind of, will pay you in exposure type of thing that a lot of places have to go for. Because when you're in this profession, you do have to do a lot of portfolio building before you can actually make it a viable career, because then you have to also be like, this is who I am, this is what I can do, this is what I offer. But how do you get into a position where you can do that paid if you've got absolutely nothing to show for it at that point? So that was another reason we did it. And I think one of the reasons we did it as well is this was started in 2021, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was during, obviously, lockdown and everything to do with that. And one of the best British pastimes is going down to the pub and having a pint with the lads. And
I love
obviously,
it.
during COVID and lockdown and everything like that, that was completely and utterly like off. Like, you could not do that. So we also made it, didn't we, as like a bit of a, almost as like a, this is kind of what we've missed out on. Do you know what I mean? And it gives you that kind of sense throughout it.
Yeah, that's really, I think that's really it, to be honest. I think the genesis of the show came in 2020, when the coronavirus was obviously at its peak, and it was more just like when in between lockdowns, Matt, John, and Connor would just go to the pub together, and they would come up with the weirdest ideas possibly could, and they just melted them together into one surreal, just silly comedy show. And I don't think they initially thought that they could ever put this out or would want to. And then eventually, as they sort of made the idea a bit more streamlined, and Matt started writing scripts, the idea became a lot more fleshed out, a lot more mature. And even as more and more people came on, the idea became more and more three-dimensional, and it had a lot more of a story, and it had a lot more interesting characters, rather than just punchline, punchline, punchline. It became a comedy that told the story of a lot of people who were struggling with a lot of different things, and you know, a lot of people were struggling at the same time as well, because it was a bunch of teenagers and 20-somethings that hadn't been out in about 2 years. So when we were able to go out, we spent these 2 months shooting the show, having the absolute best time, because we'd been locked in for so long, and so we were like, well, not only do you get to go out now, but you get to go out doing something absolutely amazing that you love, you all love, it's what you want to do for the rest of your lives. And I think it's, in one way or another, it has definitely launched the careers of everyone involved in it, to be honest. Whether it be in film and TV, or whether it's allowed them to go down a different path and pursue a different career, it is no one that worked on the show, bar maybe some of the older, more established people. None of the people that worked on the show would be where they are without it, I don't think. No. So it just, I think it came at a perfect time for everybody that was involved, and it created like this really weird community that's got quite a unique bond with each other.
Yeah, it's the show wrapped around 2 years ago now, and we're still talking that group chat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it's still.
That's awesome. That's so cool. That's so cool. Okay,
so a question.
Sorry.
So the show is coming on Prime, correct? So how did that get pitched to there?
As of right now, as of this recording, it's not going to go out for a little bit yet. But as of this recording, our show has been put into an application form and sent off to Prime Video. So Prime have got a service where it's basically just, you send an application form with the thing you want to release and the date you want to release it, and Prime will either accept or deny it. But they are quite, I think, liberal is the term.
Yeah, you can find Let's Plays on Prime.
Yeah, you can find all sorts, really.
And you've had stuff put on there before.
We have. Some guys with the camera have had a couple of projects go up on Prime. And this is like the biggest thing that Some Guys with the Camera has ever done. So it only makes sense to push for this to go on Prime. So it should be coming out on Prime. But I think it probably will.
Yeah.
We've all
that's amazing. That's still amazing.
Yeah.
Still dope.
That's amazing.
So cool. Yeah, let's go. Okay.
Because it's wild. I'm sorry,
you
Dad,
go, bro, you can go, man.
So the movie Talk to Me, like, it's wild that you said that you started off with like YouTube and stuff like that, and it's crazy because like now like YouTubers are making like feature films, like the whole the Talk to Me. That was made by, I think, Australian YouTubers.
Yeah, Rafa. Yeah.
And now it's like the largest, the most profitable A24 film of all time, which is just impressive. And like shit like that, and what you guys are doing. I mean, it's just only opening the gates for more and more creators out there because we could get the constant, triple A or freaking, you know, like generic Hollywood films or TV shows, but like shit like that people like you guys are doing are impressive, and there's a lot of stories that still aren't told.
Phil.
Sorry, I moved my hand and now the camera's
Now the
moving
camera's
again.
aligned to him.
That's still the coolest thing I've ever seen. That's
It's
so cool,
cool, but it's also annoying.
That's so
I'll just
cool.
handcuff everything
Yeah,
down
we
here
just
from now
we
on.
just
like,
go like yeah, just like.
But thank you
Okay,
very much. Really appreciate
Yeah.
that. Thank you so much.
And I think you are right as well. YouTube has, I think, presented quite a significant shift in the industry where people have essentially been given the tools to create their own market.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they like pause.
And
Pause.
it's allowed people to build their own
Hey,
platform
pause.
that
Okay,
then
there we go.
propels themselves into proper real industry.
Yeah.
So with like the Raka Raka, the two twins in Australia, they spent years doing fight scenes and little mini horror shorts and stuff like that. They grew their own audience. They created the tools themselves that then launched them into producing this amazing film that is now the most successful, the most profitable film in A24's history, and that is no small feat. A24 are a massive studio, so it's like it really shows you the extent to which YouTube has I suppose catalyzed a shift in the industry.
Absolutely.
Noise. I love the name. Some guys with a camera. I love this so much. Do you guys have merch?
It didn't get thought about at all.
That's,
It was
I think it's dope. It's dope.
Yeah.
Do you guys have merch?
In the best way possible. It's like the username you make for your account when you're like 7 years old. And like you look back on it, like that's like me at the age of 8 going on Xbox and like entering my name as Filler Killer 77 and being like, yeah,
oh my
I'm
god!
so cool. And now I look back on that and I'm just like, why did I make my name Filler
You
Killer?
can't regret it. You can't regret it.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
awesome.
I'm still stuck with Jigglypuff one.
I'm still
Well,
DX Darkness.
do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh god.
That's classic. Good times. Good times. What? Oh, that's a lot. So much. How was it filming? Like the whole thing. Like, how was like? All right. What was the hardest thing to film?
Oh wow,
Yeah.
it does a lot.
Working with him, that was the hardest thing.
Oh, damn.
Just talks about his muscles all the time.
You made me more comfortable. I was in character. You made me this, like... Do you want to tell them? Because the thing is, when we were going in for this, this was like peak... This was before Red Grey Fitness was a thing. But this was like peak just... I'm Phil. I'm just an actor who really, really likes the gym because of my weight loss and because of this, that, the other. So I did incorporate a lot of that into my acting work. And one of the ways we wanted to do it was, I was like, okay, so the character that I'm playing, Alfie Gigglesberg, who runs the rival brewery to the Birchalls, we were like, okay, what is he? What's he about? And we were like thinking of all the different ways we can make him really obnoxious. One of the ways I was like, I wanted to take it in the direction of, I was like, what if he's just like this really, really like obnoxious gym bro, but like in ways that like would get on anyone's nerves, not just like general population, but also like people who go to the gym.
Yeah.
So I was toying with the idea of like maybe he doesn't train legs like at all, and obviously I threw the question to them, and I was like, what physique wise, what do you want me to do with the training for this character, and what were your exact words, Ethan?
Yeah. So without him saying it, without communicating, I think the two of us were just on the same wavelength about how Alfie should look. We both knew he should just be completely top heavy. Because yes, of course he's going to be into the gym, but it's all like basically glamour muscles. It's like no, like he's just the absolute worst.
Not the glamour muscles.
He came into one of the group chats and said, "What do you think Alfie's training should be?" And I sent a voice note, basically I said, "Just a fat fucking meaty ass chest."
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I love the idea of like, because obviously we're as you said, a much smaller scale production in terms of like we're not Hollywood or anything.
No, yeah.
But I just love the idea of like one day maybe we do get there, and like he just has the same approach. Like Ryan Gosling will come to him and be like, "Hey guys, like what do you want me to do physique wise?" And he's just going to just get a fat fucking meaty ass chest,
Just
Ryan.
buff your chest
Yeah.
out.
No formality to it,
Yeah.
just that exact demeanor.
Just get big, basically.
Oh god.
No, it's like you had 2 years you had to like keep this under wraps. How hard was it not to tell everybody about this, or like how was it like
Well,
hard to be,
I
like...
mean, it wasn't hard at all because we told everyone.
We didn't,
It's like, we're doing this.
it was one of those everyone knew about it because like I mean obviously we didn't tell them like exact storylines, we didn't tell them like exact thing, but obviously the level that we're working at, you do sort of have to talk about it constantly. Like
we had to make people aware that we were out there and we were doing something that was ambitious.
Telling every taxi driver that we get, like, you know, watch our show when it comes out.
Like
on
putting it out on Instagram as well. Like when we were shooting it, we were out on Some Guys with the Camera Instagram, just constantly promoting it, making sure people knew that we were out there making something that other people weren't making, and that we were crafting like a little unique niche for ourselves in this weird little creative scene that Liverpool's got, which is obviously we're known for art, but stuff like this isn't common. Liverpool's so musical, so to have a show as unique as this, or just a show, come out of like the absolute centre of Liverpool's emerging creative scene or generation, this new emerging generation of creatives, is fairly unique. It's a lot of music.
And not relying on the Beatles in the show at all.
Yeah, not even mentioning them whatsoever.
Yeah,
the footy.
How's that? How?
Yeah.
We mentioned the football, but not
the
Beatles.
My character, David Bugle, gets chased out of a pub by about 20 to 30 Evertonians, so Everton fans, which is, you mean, the two of you might know.
Isn't that like atypical?
The other one, not as many people know because they're awful.
Oh god, that's gonna get us cancelled.
Well, you see, because like I can understand that like football over there is like religiously, but in America we have pockets of like certain sections of the country that are really, really sports heavy. Now, where me and Sailor live, we are like in a Philadelphia-esque area, so like sports is really, really big, and I'm a big sports guy, and like that shit happens in the city where people would just fucking fight you. Yeah, they'll fight you, and then they'll give you a hug afterwards after they kick your ass.
Yeah. No, rivalries in English football can be quite intense.
Yeah, you're not hugging after you fight. You're hugging maybe to keep the blood in from coming out.
Yeah.
You know, you're not.
Yeah.
But isn't it because I'm not, obviously I learned a lot about football, and I know I sound like a very American, but from like Ted Lasso, because that like helped
of course.
a lot.
And now Messi's over there as well, which is absolutely huge.
Yeah.
Well, that's insane. How the hell Messi? He's like, look, I conquered everything over there. Let me go out here where it's easier. But it's insane. Like now, like Apple TV Plus is having this crazy like push for their MLS subscription.
Yeah.
And now people are actually talking about it. I've been to an MLS game in Chester, Philadelphia, Chester, PA, to the Union, and football is amazing, especially live. Oh my god!
Oh yeah. The English crowds are something else.
I'm not even a big football guy, but like every time I have gone to a live football game, I have just been like, "Oh, this is cool. I like this atmosphere."
Aren't the stadiums like 100,000 like capacity?
Wembley's I think 90,000, but like Anfield is about 60.
Yeah.
Anfield's Liverpool Football Club. Old Trafford, which is Man United, is like 80, 70, 80.
Now, how are the ticket prices?
It ranges. It depends on what competitions you're buying tickets for, because obviously teams will play throughout the season. Teams will play competitions all together. So like one day on a Saturday you'll play the league, the main game, and then maybe you'll have a cup competition on like midweek. So if you get like a cup competition, it's probably cheaper than the league, especially the Premier League, because it's the biggest competition in sports at the minute.
Yeah.
So they can be quite expensive, and then obviously seating is a different thing as well.
Well, hopefully they promote your show at a live event. That'd be nice. That'd be amazing.
Cool.
Fingers crossed. They should have promoted it at All In, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have. They absolutely should have.
Yes.
I would have killed to have Birchall's as the front of shirt on to Philip.
I think me and you should have turned up as Alfie Gigglesberg and David Bugle and wrestled
Another
all
match.
in.
Yeah, another match. Yeah.
I feel like David Bugle's more of a Paul Heyman type as opposed to an actual in-ring guy.
He's a character.
I'm a David Bugle guy myself.
I love it. That's so cool. Okay, so all right. So what was the writing process like for the show? How was that?
So I think Matt, the director and the writer of the show, Matt Reynolds, really, I think he was absorbed by the show when he was writing it.
Yeah.
And we would get new drafts constantly. So, I mean, it was sort of like people had additional material and ideas, but like Birchall Pints is Matt Reynolds' child, basically. He spent like 2 years preparing that show to be shot, and then come 2021. Yeah, it was like, he was like, he put everything that he had into it. It was his absolute passion project.
You could really tell how proud he was, like on set as well. Like you could tell that it meant a lot to him, and that he was really invested. I
think it was definitely a labour of love for basically everyone involved. Yeah. And the actual 2 months that we shot it ended up being a really mad experience, and it had some difficulties, but it had some amazing days that we did amazing things.
I think what really speaks to how much Matt cared about it as well is the fact that, like, obviously he put so much, like you say, there was so much in it that he had written, and it meant so much to him, but he wasn't so rigid with it. Like, if I had suggestions where I was like, because the thing is, there was plenty of times when we'd take it a bit of a different direction, just because on set at that time we'd established like certain things about the characters that we were like, do you know what, in context and like in this situation, now that we've done this bit,
different.
Like, oh god, I think one of them was we just started off making like little like kind of in jokes within ourselves about like what the characters would what they do. I don't know where we got this. Well, I do know where we got this. I think
Joe Rogan.
It was Joe Rogan, Rogan. But we just had this idea that like Alfie Gigglesberg would be like massively into chimps and monkeys and just loved them. And there was meant to be on set one day, there was a scene where Alfie was going to be talking to somebody, and we didn't actually have like anything really written for that, I don't think. I was just meant to be talking to someone. I think it ended up being like he's trying to chat up somebody at a party, and Matt was just kind of like, okay, just like do whatever you feel Alfie would do. And I just immediately went into like trying to chat up a girl, but by doing it by going like, yeah, so the thing about chimps, right, is that they're so naturally strong that, like, you know, they can bench press so much and they can rip your arm off. So can you imagine if you get
basically just a Joe Rogan monologue that we'd already seen him do?
He does that a lot.
But that then became like a defining part of Alfie's character, to the point where, like, when we shot like scenes in his bedroom towards the end of like the shoot as a whole, we just adorned his bedroom with like pictures of chimps.
His ringtone was like a dubstep remix of like chimp noises.
It's wild. Yeah. That's so interesting.
But, I think a lot of the show ended up actually being improvised. The script was quite carefully written, but as everyone started to explore their characters more and more, people began to think, well, no, in the context that we have now of the character, no, they would say this or they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
David Bugle was definitely one of them.
Gotcha.
I think Thomas and William, the two brothers, the main characters, were definitely two of them. So a lot of things ended up going off script, and a lot of things ended up being improvised. Yeah. So, although the script was such an important part in it, it provided the framework, and Matt put so much care into it. Matt loved the show enough to know when an idea was going to benefit it, and he would whatever he had, if it was worse than the idea that had just been presented to him, he'd throw it out the window. Yeah. And he'd go, let's go with the better idea. Because I love the show enough to take on ideas that will make it better. And yeah, I think the improv was a really important part of making that show what it was. It made it more charming, it was wittier, it gave it heart. Because people were doing improv that they knew the characters would say. People cared about the characters that they were playing to know what they would think and what they would say in the scenarios put in the show.
And we owe so much of that to how carefully constructed Matt made it as well.
Matt had the diligence to arrange video calls with everyone in the cast and talk about their characters before the show. He did it with everyone that played a main or core role in the show had a meeting with Matt at some point before the show started, principal photography, and they just discussed what's your character's background, how old is your character, what are your character's political beliefs, what's your character's worldview, what would they think, what would they say in these contexts, and this and that.
How much do they like chimps?
Yeah.
Now, would you say your show is like as improv as one of my all-time favorite improvised show is like Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Okay.
That show's wild.
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
I don't know if you guys have watched it.
I've watched a bit. I've watched a fair bit of Curb.
Because like I'm a big dry humor guy, so like Always Sunny and like Seinfeld have always been like big love of mine.
So
and it is surprising that a lot of people say they hate that type of humor, and I'm like,
no, I love it.
I don't get it.
Always
I don't
Sunny
get
is
it.
my comfort show. Always Sunny is just a thing.
Oh, same.
He's got me. I haven't watched all of it yet, but I've watched a good portion of it. But he's got me researching it for like another project at the moment as well, and I absolutely
Are we cooking,
bro? I think I'm one of the biggest. I think I am the number one fan in Delaware. I think in Always Sunny.
Yeah.
I watch that show literally at nighttime. Yeah, I love it.
I think there is something to be said yet about the level of improv in Birchall that takes from things like Curb. But I think in terms of the actual humour that's in the show, it's a lot sillier. So a lot of like the older comedians, like a Jerry Seinfeld, but over here like a Tommy Cooper or a Ken Dodd. But it's a lot sillier but wittier at the same time. It's a lot less offensive, but it is also a bit dark in some ways. It's very It's a mix of several different things, but it's ultimately more sort of played for laughs than gasps. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Awesome. All right, cool. So, do you guys like have like a ritual before you film anything or anything special? Where you guys get together or something like that?
Think we had a schedule, and we knew that. I think afterwards we would often go for pints, because it was just after lockdown and we were able to drink. So of course we would. And most of us had just turned 18 as well. So the lockdown lifting that allowed Virtual Pint to happen was, for most of us, our first experience going out and drinking, because we'd all turned 18 during the pandemic. So I think, depending on what had happened in the shoot, because it was during a very hot summer, so if it was a particularly difficult shoot, I think a lot of people just were tired, wanted to have a cold shower, then go to sleep. But if it was a bit of a fun day, and it was a bit light on the shooting and what we had to do, and it was less demanding, I think afterwards our spirits would be lifted. We knew we'd gotten great stuff on the day, so we'd go and celebrate, and we'd have a couple of drinks, and because we're all just friends at the end of the day. So when the day ended, it was just like 15 mates that all were like, we all want to go for a drink because we just smashed it on a day of shooting of this project that we're really passionate about. So, like, before the day of shooting, there wasn't really anything, but afterwards, it was definitely pints.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love it so much. Okay, so the music for you guys, like, how did you guys come up with the score for this? The score.
Oh, so I mean, music-wise, okay, so I think the score was done by Gabriel Ness, who's incredible. He absolutely smashed it. But I think the piece of the sound and of the music that was with the show till the very beginning was the soundtrack rather than the score. The soundtrack, I think, gives certain things life in the show, and the soundtrack was assembled in the same way that the cast and crew were assembled, in that it was people from the north of England that were finding it difficult to propel their careers in music. We're just working together because we're all on the same level and we all want the same things, which is to break into the creative industry full time, and that we want that to be our lives. So we worked with several bands, Patient Effect and the Esther bands, and all these different artists that were from all different genres, but all across England, that all wanted to contribute to the show because they wanted to push their music out there the same way we wanted our show to be pushed out there. And the soundtrack was all of the songs. I mean, sometimes we needed a bit of a sadder thing, but for the most part, all of them were just like really punchy, upbeat, indie rock and pop stuff like that. that created like this really
Yeah.
electric vibe to the show that gave it so much
Dude,
energy, and it was so
let's
dynamic, and it gave life to certain
Yeah.
scenes, fight scenes, party scenes, whatever.
I think the
Yeah.
best example is the one we used in the trailer by
Just Like You by the
Yeah.
Basement Effect. I mean, unfortunately, the Basement Effect are no longer together.
oh.
But Sam Jones has got a band called Model Machines, so if you want to follow them,
Yeah.
please do. The
Shout out
Model
to them.
Machines they've taken the Basement Effects indie rock sound and put some muse into it. So go follow the Model Machine. But the Basement Effect Just Like You was a really punchy, catchy rock song, and it was so perfect for the trailer because it had all these different moments of impact throughout the song. We were able to essentially create like this 2.5 minute montage of absolute madness that we shot.
Yeah.
And gone, this show's going to be mental. Here's 2 minutes of all of that. Here's 2 minutes from the 3 hours that is the show.
Yeah.
Enjoy, basically. And the song was perfect for that. It set the mood.
Yeah.
It gave us a rhythm to the trailer as well.
Yeah, I think when I watched it, I was like, I already kind of had like an idea in, when you have like an idea in your head of what something's going to be like, and then sometimes you might be a little bit let down because nothing can ever really be as good as like what you imagined in your head. When I watched that trailer and when it was set to that music, I was like, no, that's better than what I envisioned in my head.
It is quintessential Birchall Pints. So the soundtrack was massive, and it really contributed to the energy of the show. I think it really it sewed the whole thing together. It gave us a vision that we didn't really have. We had a vision, obviously, for the show, but the soundtrack gave us a path to edit in the show that we didn't think we hadn't seen before, really. I think just the life and the energy and the electricity and the pureness of it gave us an idea of here's how the show should be edited and here's how the rhythm of each episode should go. The soundtrack was massively important for that.
I love it. I love it so much. It's just so much love, man. And I love film. You guys like wrestling, but I do like. I think this like it's crazy how much like I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen like I look at you guys Instagram, everything you guys come together. Like filming is just something that's like amazing.
Yeah.
Like I got to film something like I saw movies differently when I saw it from behind the camera as a kid. We shot a movie at my house, and it was weird because like it was like a company. First we did the writing. It was like for a church thing. We did like 17 rewrites on like a version of a story. I was like, yo, what's going on? And then I got to hold the boom mic, and I was like, oh, this is difficult. But then you see how it takes like everybody works together with the camera, come together and stuff like that. And I always like, whoa, like this is a great. It's like family. You guys working together.
No, it is.
Like that. But
it is
absolutely.
No, it definitely is. It's really fascinating the first time you get behind the camera and understand how it's all made. Because it's so many different moving pieces, and all of them have got to work in perfect conjunction with each other in order for the product to be finished. And Birchall Pints had its hiccups, like every show does. I mean, you're not going to be able to get through a 2-month shoot without difficulties. But the fact that everyone provided their skill set and all worked together as a team is the only reason the show got finished in the first place. It's the only reason the show was shot. But it's like you've got to be a well-oiled machine with several different parts in order to be able to make a TV show or a film.
Yeah, and I've been part of productions before and since that have, there's been like a small hiccup and like everything just completely derails. And like Ethan said, that's a normal part of the process. Like things are going to happen. Someone, will make a mistake. Something will come up. That's always going to be a part of the process. That's human nature. But I think ever since something like that has happened on like any project, I've always gone like, whenever we had something like this on Birchall, it was like everyone worked as a team and like made it like just completely and utterly. It's like, I mean, it's the nature of. I mean, I learned this a lot from doing the theatre work. It's like something might go wrong. You can't let the audience know that something's gone wrong. The show goes on, type of deal, and everything like that. It felt very much like that to me. Because I don't think. Obviously, we will know the certain instances of like, oh, I remember when this happened, and this happened.
Yeah.
But we can confidently watch that show and go like, there's no sign of that here.
Yeah, and we can talk about those things freely because we knew that at the end of it, it all got resolved.
Yeah, remember when we killed that man? We were able to hide
Yeah,
the
we
body?
killed the guy. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
on national TV.
you know,
Oh,
we didn't kill anyone, so that's wrong, and it's not.
no murder.
See,
No murder.
see, we can't see his face.
I made a mistake saying that we killed a
that was
man
a mistake.
and
We
filmed
didn't-
it
we
and
didn't-
put him in the River Mersey.
we didn't
Yo.
kill anyone. He wrapped himself in the carpet. It's completely fine.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. The streets need to know. We need to know. All right. We know we got Birchall Pints.
Yeah.
When's Birchall Babyface coming? Birchall Heels. Birchall Wrestling. Wait, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Me and him, obviously, we go on PlayStation Party chat a lot.
All the time,
All the
basically.
time, yeah.
All the time.
And we stay on till like, fucking 3 a.m. or
Yeah.
something. A lot of that time, like, if we're not playing the same game, like, I'm mostly spending it playing WWE 2K23. You're on 2K18.
Yeah, I refuse to move from 2K18.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Where's the friend invite?
Hey, I have. I do love the game. The game is dope.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well,
I mean, I'm talking about the voice chat, man. Me and Tev. Oh yeah, we talk
That's
trash. I mean,
that's
Tev
good.
cheats a lot in video games, but
No, I know.
We talk so much. As
Oh
well.
God.
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Tevin spent $200 on a controller.
That's not wrong.
The Spider-Man
But-
controller.
is it the pro one?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, there it is.
That's
You know what?
beautiful.
No, to be fair, I have thought about getting that.
Yeah, it is good.
It's great, but for
Watch
more
your signs,
comment,
the back buttons.
it's love. It's love.
Whoa.
These are love.
What's
These
your
are love.
sign?
This is not in. This is do it.
Yeah, you know what paid for that, right? His OnlyFans.
That's
Oh,
not.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
we've
Yeah.
both been long-time subscribers. So.
Okay.
Yeah. We're well aware. We're well acquainted.
Oh yeah.
Follow the OnlyFans.
But yeah, like,
Hey, thank you.
yeah, very
Thank you.
welcome.
Link in bio. Link in
Yeah,
bio.
But yeah,
Good boy.
most of the time we're like we are playing like some form of wrestling game, and just throughout
Just
that,
talking about wrestling.
just talking about wrestling. But like throughout that, I've often pitched like ideas of like, what if Alfie were to become a wrestler?
What if
And,
David
like,
Bugle? What if
Yeah, like
Fryer?
the joke that we made before of like David Bugle would have to be like the Paul Heyman type of guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He'd have to be a manager, or like, oh god, what was? I think one of the other things I said was like, what would be Alfie's finishing move? We had like a bit of debate on this,
But
and
it'd probably be something really boring.
I think it would not only have to be something boring, but like also like, oh god, I hate to have to say this, but like I think he'd just have to like spam super kicks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But present it as, like, I'm
you
the
one of
first
those
person
guys.
to ever do
Yeah.
this. Do you know what I mean?
Guys,
It's called
no
spam.
shade,
It's called spam.
no shade, but
I love it.
guys.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but I'm just saying it's untapped. I'm just saying this it's untapped market. I think wrestling is crazy and everything. I think
Yeah,
you
wrestling's
guys.
amazing.
I don't know, but I love that you guys. This is great. This is great.
Yeah.
I have something. All right. So how did you come up with like? Okay, how to say this? Like, well, location and shooting. That's always a thing. Cool. I want to know about.
So again, Matt, I think took control of most of that. Again, it was all places around Liverpool, some sort of in Ormskirk and like the areas surrounding Liverpool. But yeah, it was mostly here.
Yeah. We've got the benefit of that because obviously
Yeah.
Liverpool's got some absolutely beautiful
It's an amazing city.
architecture, and I think what speaks to that as well is we can get on our high horse and say this, we filmed in the same place as the Batman 2022. So
Oh,
yeah, there's a reason that the Batman was filmed
Yeah.
here. It's because
They did get permission though.
Well, look, I mean, we're in the Liver building right now. We could film something
Yeah,
for
no, we
Birchall's
are.
where I go up and I jump off the
Yeah,
Liver
yeah.
building. I don't know how safe that's going to be, but you know.
yeah. Hey, man. For the,
Yeah, I think something that was so great about being from Liverpool and then shooting the show as well was not only is Liverpool an amazing city that's got amazing, beautiful places to shoot something in, but it's also, because it's such a creative city at heart, it's got such a communal and universal willingness to help artists. So
Yeah.
we never really actually paid for any locations.
Most
It was
places
all
were
just-
just like,
It was all
come
just
in.
like, we'd love you to. No money, just come in. It would be absolutely fantastic. So many places like Box Studios, to Denby Castle pub, which isn't far from where we're recording this, the Liver building by the Pierhead. But yeah, Box Studios has shot so much there. Where else do we shoot? Top Rope Brewery.
Yes.
That was the one.
Oh.
Top Rope Brewery was the Birchall brewery.
That is a cool name.
Yeah.
Well, it is a
Do they have wrestling
beer.
there?
It's a wrestling beer.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a craft brewery in Birchall, Liverpool, so not actually far from where I live.
I want to go there.
All their beers are
Yeah, get
wrestling
your passport, Ted.
Hey.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Surprise. Yes.
He's
He's got a
going-
wonderful
Yo.
passport.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yo,
What
I
color is
want
your
to.
passport?
Yeah.
What color is the y'all's passport?
Well,
Is it like
post
beige?
Europe. It's
Red?
it's blue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blue?
because we left the European Union, so we went from like a maroonish.
Oh,
red
so
passport.
you guys just wanted to feel special like America, like how we divided away.
I mean,
It's like,
we don't feel special. We feel poor, but let's not talk about politics.
Now you know how we feel, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Interest
I'm
rates
listening.
high.
Oh my.
Beer's still cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's so cool. Is there wrestling?
Yeah,
there?
ours is
That's
definitely not.
dope. Is there a top rope? Is there a ring in the brewery? That'd be
I
dope.
wish there
I
was.
wish. Yeah.
All of the vats though were named.
That'd be
after
bad, bro.
You know what? Never mind.
That'd be bad, bro.
Who were some of the bats named after?
Yeah, so some of the vats were named after like wrestling legends. I think there was was it a Michaels one?
There must have been.
There was a Michaels one. I think there was Moolah at that point as well.
Oh,
But yeah, the beers are all named after wrestlers as well.
Mm.
So it'll
that's
be
so
like
cool.
like a Dead Man Stout or
Yeah.
the American Nightmare Port, which is
Yeah.
really one of the really nicer ones.
Alcohol
Stuff
in my soul.
Now, let me ask you.
Something Cody
When-
Rhodes.
When you're drinking beer or pints, whatever,
Yeah.
do you drink out of a? Do you drink out of a glass or do you drink out of a mug?
Well, England is all pints in it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
pint glasses, like a
Yeah.
pint of beer. Yeah.
I thought you guys just drink out of mugs. I guess those movies lied to me then.
No, it's all pint glasses.
Yeah, yeah.
Aren't
And
you
do
You
like
hit
bottle-
people with them?
Well,
Oh, my goodness.
aren't you all bottled, or do you use like mug?
Oh, douche, douche. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, all right. A question about film. I love like this whole. Okay, all right. So filming. Yeah. So I want Birchall baby faces and heels. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't know how we gonna do this. How it's gonna happen, but
No.
I would love you guys to
Yeah.
write it. That's all. I'm just throwing it out there.
William
That's all.
Birchall.
You gotta do a spin-off. I need the Birchall universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
William Birchall, the main character, is absolutely a babyface. Of course,
Yeah.
he is. He's the
It has to
protagonist.
be. Has
The
to be.
the BHC. Yeah, the BHC, the Birchall Cinematic Universe. Okay. That's
I
what we
hate
need.
it. I hate
Funny.
it. I
That's what we
hate
need.
it.
We need 7
Say that.
spin-offs. I'm
Because
just saying.
Seven spin-off.
funny you should say that because we have obviously some of the projects that some guys with the camera have worked on before. The idea has been toyed with that like
They're all
they're all
in the
connected in
same,
some way. Not necessarily.
in an official standpoint, but more just over a pint of beer.
Yeah.
And we've just gone, what if, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finding the ways you can make it fit.
Yeah.
Not in like a Marvel Cinematic Universe way, but more so in like a if you've seen Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cornetto trilogy,
Yeah, more so like
connected
that,
like that, yeah.
where they share like elements.
and themes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, William's got to be a face.
William's definitely a babyface. His brother Thomas is a heel.
Yeah, absolutely.
David
Yeah.
Google, despite being a Tory,
Yeah.
is a babyface.
Yeah.
But the college friar is a heel.
Oh, the college fry's got to be a heel,
Yeah.
but not a heel that people boo. A heel that people like love.
Yeah.
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 Alfie's a heel in the way that Logan Paul is a heel.
This
Yeah.
is really good.
Alfie is
Yeah.
very much.
Alfie's a Logan Paul heel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who else?
Ooh. Bruce and Jerry are both faces.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got to
The
be.
two brewers. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they'd be a tag team, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like, who's the Roman Reigns of Birchall's Pints?
Probably the college friar.
Yeah, the college
College friar is
to be
a
fair.
scary character.
yeah.
Although Scott, who plays him, is absolutely lovely.
Yeah, he's one of the
He's
nicest
so
people.
nice.
So
But yeah.
I have a odd question
Yeah,
about future seasons of your show. Would there be any plans to do like an episode in a different country? for now.
Ooh, I mean,
Depends on the budget.
if you're looking at the budget,
Yeah.
different city is ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bit in the show where in universe they go to London.
But it's actually just Rodney Street and
Yeah,
Liverpool.
it was just around the corner.
It just looks a bit like London.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because I only asked because Always Sunny they went to London. I mean, they went to Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You gotta.
to be fair though, Always Sunny has got millions.
We've
yeah.
got
They ain't got that much.
we
Yeah.
got
See, like,
just
look,
over
like,
2,000,
at
and we were lucky to get
Yeah,
that.
we were.
At one point, you might see us in your season 15 or something. Me and Ted might be there.
7. I won't be a guest. I won't be a
I
guest.
mean,
You know,
I'm down for it.
I'm down.
oh,
I'm down.
I think we've. I think we've got us.
That's still the coolest thing ever. We gotta get one of those. Is that in the Power Friendship budget? We gotta get one of those, bro. That is so. It's like RoboCop. It's so sick. I want one.
This
That's so cool.
now following us.
Yeah, we've also got to just avoid the beer tap.
Hey, look at that handsome face.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Machine.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Birchall's Pints, everybody.
Hey, that's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. That's dope. That's dope. All right. Our question. All right. Guest. I know you want to have guest star. Who you want to guest star on the show? Who do you want? Who do you want? Who you guys want?
Ooh,
There was a point where we were going to get a guest star, wasn't there?
yeah, we were going to get a guest star to play the health inspector. Didn't work, but if we were going to do a future season, I know me and a couple of the people behind creating the show, so like the Reynolds brothers and stuff, have all said that we'd love Timothy Spall,
Yeah.
who, if you don't know, played Wormtail in Harry Potter. Peter Pettigrew. We'd love him to play the Prime Minister at some point. It'd be so good. But yeah.
Yeah. There was also, I was quite proud of this because I threw this out as like a haha, what if we did this?
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with Doctor Who?
Yes.
Yeah. So you know the Ninth Doctor, Christopher Eccleston.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he's very vocal about his political leanings on his social media.
It's anti-conservative.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Dave, what we did to promote the show initially was we ran social media accounts in character, and we had one for Ethan's
So
character,
I
David
would run
Bugle.
David Bugle's Instagram account, and it'd be following like all right-wing extremists, like,
Yeah.
the conservative politicians and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I
This is
hated it
dope.
because it was all stuff that I hated reading because I'm a socialist.
Oh,
But
man.
I would post stuff to take the piss out of conservative politicians.
And I threw out the idea that because Christopher
I like it.
Eccleston, the
It's
Ninth
so
Doctor,
anti-Tory.
yeah, and because he does like do little kind of smaller
Yeah,
things
yeah.
every now, because he's also about like sort of helping out if we want to do a thing. And I was like, Ethan, wouldn't it be funny if you left a comment on one of his posts as David Bugle? And I was just like, I wasn't
Let's
expecting.
see how quickly he blocked me. Was
Yeah,
the
I was
goal.
thinking he's just going to block him immediately.
Yeah.
He didn't block you, did
He
he?
followed me. He
Yeah.
followed David Bugle's Instagram account.
And I was just like,
What?
Yeah, it was. We were all in complete shock.
yeah.
I just saw like just
That's
just
so
chilling in
insane.
my bed one day, and it's just like this Eccleston started following. He was like, "No, that's not real. That isn't real." And then
Pinching yourself.
I checked the account, and it's like, "Oh no, this is the exact one." It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it wasn't like a spam account. It wasn't Christopher Eccleston one with like a link to like a
Real
dodgy
Christopher
thing.
Eccleston official. Yeah, it wasn't any of that.
Check out.
It's the real one.
Follow here. We trust you. What?
But yeah,
I
no,
love
that was
it.
mad.
I love it.
So Christopher Eccleston would be a great one to
Yeah.
have because he's so funny as well.
Yeah, he's
Um,
hilarious.
But I think, who else did we think of? Oh yeah, because the city, because it's set in Liverpool. I think some Scouse legends as well. So like a Stephen Gerrard, but Paddy the Baddy, because
God,
he's so
yeah.
famous, and Molly the Meatball by extension, and Jamie Webster,
Yeah.
and like Scouse celebrities would be great to have into it because I mean Paddy would bring in a different level of market, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
It's like
Oh my god.
yeah,
Paddy Pembroke
I
on
love
Birchall's would make
Would
me
be
just
great.
absolutely hard.
Yeah.
Make my dream. I can't believe that I used to train at the same MMA gym as they did.
Mm.
And when I was doing that, I wore like this Spider-Man compression shirt.
oh,
And
you told me this.
yeah, and Molly called me Spidey and would just go like that to me all the time. And now they're like huge and famous, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, that's my little claim to
Yeah.
fame there.
Yay. That's so cool. So wait, is there any other like celebrity interactions besides the ones that you mentioned? Like, did any of y'all have any more or no?
I mean, part of my job is because I'm a cameraman full time now. I work for a company called Culture City, whose offices we're in now recording this. So part of that is then meeting plenty of celebrities.
Yeah.
So I say Paddy and Molly. I've met them.
Yeah.
I've done shoots with them. And yeah, I've done like a lot of English celebrities. Yeah, just so Paddy, Molly, Jamie, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett, Molly the Meatball McCann, and Jamie Webster are like the Liverpool celebrities, and then we've got people like Brian Nash from Frankie Goes to Hollywood, which was a band that did like Relax and Power of Love and stuff like that. So like plenty of like celebrity interactions, and they all act in like ways that you just wouldn't expect.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Tevin, are you awake?
Hold on. Let me try to figure out. Hold on. I'm sorry. I have like this, my notes. I'm like, let me try to hit everything. All right. Okay. So I have that, and then I have So I did music because music is my jam. I did that.
Oh, yeah.
We did that. What? Okay. So what are you guys listening to?
What are we listening to?
You don't listen to normal music, do you?
All right.
It's soundtracks for films and wrestling themes.
And have you got a problem with that?
I'm just saying that's what that is.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying
You don't got to say it in such a terse tone.
You don't listen to normal music.
I will super kick you, sir. Yeah, no, I mean, I've been listening to the Sonic Frontiers soundtrack because that just got the update. Look, I like Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Rolling around at the speed of sound. Sonic karaoke.
No, let's start a karaoke of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Go on, talk about Sonic Frontier or whatever it was.
Go fast. He go in ball. When he in ball,
Yeah.
go really fast. That's Sonic.
Yeah. I've been listening to I think last month an artist that I really like called Hosier released his album called Unreal on Earth.
I know them. I know who's there.
Yeah. He's absolutely amazing.
I like his voice.
Yeah, Unreal. He's an amazing singer.
Yeah.
One of the best singers in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah, he makes you feel things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so emotive. But he released his album Unreal on Earth, and it's absolutely incredible.
I love it.
Yeah. This is sarcasm.
I listen to other music as well. I don't just listen to the Sonic soundtrack and Kingdom.
Yeah, Unreal on Earth is incredible. It's like a 9 or a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's so well written. All the themes, it draws from Dante's Inferno. It's so complex. He's amazing, Hosier, and it's an amazing album. So I've been listening to that non-stop recently, and I'm going to see him in a couple of months. So yeah can't wait.
That's godlike. All right, now, movie. Okay, what are you guys reading? Do you guys read? What do you guys read?
So, I mean, I'm still reading the Chip Zdarsky Daredevil run, as I mentioned last time. And that's just because, obviously, the project that me and you were working on, basically I wanted to sort of draw on the physical aspect of that, because there's a lot that Chip Zdarsky does with Daredevil's physicality and that I wanted to adapt for this project that me and you were working on. I'm literally in the Daredevil tracksuit today, so
I peeped it. I peeped it. I got the Power Rangers one.
If I put on the glasses, I'm in full Matt Murdock mode. So, but
do you have the shirt that says "I'm not Daredevil"?
I am gonna get that for one Christmas, and I am just gonna wear that I'm not Daredevil sweater for Christmas one day because I feel it's just iconic. And but yeah, I've been reading the rest of that because it's just. I mean, Tevin, you mentioned that when the last one, I don't think there's been a bad Daredevil story.
No, Daredevil don't miss. Daredevil don't miss.
Absolutely.
Daredevil don't miss, man. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, we covered that. All right. Do you have any more questions, Benny? I'm gonna.
Before we start a wrestling deep dive.
Yes.
Oh, I'm good. I'm just enjoying the show so far. I love it.
Hey, okay. All right. Who's your favorite wrestler? Tell me who your favorite wrestler is. Tell me right now.
Will Ospreay. and it's been like that for a
Oh,
long time.
I love him.
Yeah.
Savage.
Um,
Savage.
I think Will Ospreay became my favourite when I was about like 13, 14. When he was still doing all the flips.
Yeah.
When he was like dead skinny and he was just constantly in the air.
Yes.
But what was so amazing about Will Ospreay and my audience relationship with him and his work was when I grew up, so did his wrestling. He focused less on high spots and he evolved his style. He bulked up and he became a bit more broad. Obviously, he's still got all that aerial stuff and he can still do it. And he's got quite a bit of strong style now from being in Japan for so long. But Will Ospreay's so versatile now and he can do so much and he can work with basically everyone.
Yeah.
I would say that right now he's the best in the world.
Yeah.
He's at the top of his game and doing the best work that anybody is doing on the planet in terms of wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone he's so consistent over the past couple of years and all of his work's amazing. Obviously, you know, Roman Reigns is up there, but I think as of right now, Will Ospreay is constantly putting out the best work every year.
Yeah.
PW Insider can walk off with their top 500, and they always get it wrong every year. Will Ospreay is number one. And I think watching him evolve over the years as well has been amazing. I think the rhythm of his matches could often feel a bit like suffocating. I think he wasn't good at the subtle stuff that you use to build the tension and the stakes of a match. And then obviously towards the second half of a match, all of the flips that he was doing seems a bit more in place, but before that he was a lot out of place.
Yeah.
But now he does everything, and he's incredible. And it's the first time I've been interested in the US or the UK now title for New Japan since probably Cody had it when he was outside of WWE.
Yeah.
And he was sort of in that period where he was feuding with Kenny Omega. That's the only other time that I've actually cared about that belt.
I think it helps as well that we're seeing someone like another Britishman do that as well. There's an element of relatability for us.
I think I was really on that train in 2018 when all of the hype around UK wrestling started up and the UK title in WWE and NXT UK. I started wrestling training about that time as well. I know you've mentioned that on the previous episode as well.
Yeah. It was the NXT UK Tag Champs ran your wrestling school, didn't
Grizzled Young Veterans, Zach Gibson and currently known as Jagger Reed and Rick Fowler in NXT. They ran Fighting Spirit out of McGull in Liverpool, and I went to that for weeks. But I think as me GCSEs, they won't know what that is, but it's fine. As me high school exams started coming up, the finals or whatever, I found it like difficult to just balance it. And then I think just a sea of factors just combined to like put me in a different direction after high school where I couldn't go back. And then not long after I left high school, the pandemic happened and they shut down and never reopened. And I mean, you know, they might need a bit of money now because I think they've just left NXT, haven't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's okay though. They're gonna be alright.
I mean, I absolutely love UK wrestling. I think it's got so much to offer. I think Progress is amazing. It's such a good promotion.
No!
And all of the products that come into the UK, not just British wrestlers, but you've got people that grew as wrestlers in the UK scene. People like Tommy End, who eventually became Aleister Black, now Malachi Black in AEW. He's always been one of my favourites, and he knows that I'm obsessed with that guy. And then people obviously like Gunther, who's it was very much a product of British wrestling.
Yeah, I think it says a lot that, I mean, obviously I know Dave Meltzer doesn't hold as much weight as he does nowadays, but I think it says a lot that of the 5-star matches he's given WWE, like several of those include Gunther.
Gunther, or just like NXT or British wrestlers.
Yes.
Of the UK wrestling scene. So just like a load of people that came out to Progress.
Do you remember that?
Do
you remember that clip from? It was when WWE were in the pandemic era, and it was he was going by Walter at the time.
Which is the better name.
And he was going by Walter, and he fought Ilya Dragunov, was it?
Yeah, for the UK title.
And this was during like the pandemic era, and so it's an empty thing. and he does
Crazy.
that chop to him, and it's just like echoes throughout everything. It's just like, oh.
I mean, both of those two, whenever they're in the ring,
Oh my god, it's a fight. It's a fight.
Yeah,
It's a fight.
it is
It's
a fight.
Yeah.
It's a brawl.
I love
It's
it.
like
I love
it's
it.
deadly,
Okay.
and it's like it's tough. It's
Yeah.
the two of them work so well together.
Yeah.
That Ilya has to come up to the main roster soon so we can work with Gunther again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, like, I know wrestling. You love wrestling. Does it have any like? Do you look at it differently, knowing that how you guys are just some guys with the camera? How do you look at wrestling now?
Well,
differently,
wrestling got me jobs after Birchall Pints.
Yeah.
Wrestling. So during Birchall Pints, there was a couple of fight scenes, and none of us knew how to coordinate it, except I'd had a couple of years of training. So it was like, if anyone's going to be able to do anything, I can at least make sure that everyone involved isn't actually getting hurt, and teaching people how to take care of each other, how to stage the impacts, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People that worked on Birchall's and then went on to do other stuff knew that, because something that everyone wants to do at our level but nobody has the ability to do is a fight scene. So I ended up getting asked to do a fair bit of like, can you come over and do some fake fighting, essentially.
Yeah. Whoa. Fake? You call them wrestling fake?
Hey, man. Predetermined.
Yeah. Sport in a weird way, but it is sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's also how we view it now that we do this, because like
it's a different type of art, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to watch it like as a kid and like was really kind of encapsulated by it, and then I fell off for a little bit. And I think I got back into it around the time that obviously I was studying drama and acting at university. And I also got into fitness because I lost the weight and things like that. And as I mentioned on the last episode we did, that's where it all kind of ties in, because it is very much, like you said, it's like the perfect marriage of like acting and physical fitness and performance and all of that.
Yeah.
So whereas before as a kid, I was just like, wow, this is cool and everything like that. Now growing and maturing a little bit, there is that kind of added appreciation and understanding of the performance and production side of things.
Yeah, because you put so much of your life now into the two things that make wrestling what it is, which is performance and art and athleticism.
Yeah, and we joke about it all the time. That, like, it is baffling that I've not yet pursued a career as a professional wrestler. Like, I'm personal training at the moment, but like, do you know what I mean? Everyone keeps saying it's like, is the next? I mean, you even said yourself, like, is the next venture going to be professional wrestling?
Has to be. It's on the path, man. I'm just saying.
If a school opens, we'll have to go back together.
Yeah. We've already kind of had like this agreement as well that like I will train him up to be like to just be
able to go from not doing anything to wrestling seamlessly.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've got it in my head because I did it for years.
Yeah.
So the two of us have got things to help each other with.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I already know one of the things I'm going to get him doing is like, you know, obviously super kicks and whatnot. Not a lot of people realize this, but like your abductors, like your hip abductors, they need to be like really, really strong. So, and that's not something that a lot of people train a lot. So I already know, like, if we do this, like, I'm just going to get him on the cable machine doing abductor work, you know what I mean?
And then in exchange, if he's ever having difficulty in training with a certain thing, I've got the knowledge there to just be like, how you do it.
Exactly. Is how you take a bump. This is how you... Yeah. We like wrestling.
But yeah.
I love wrestling.
I mean, you've already went over my least favourite wrestler in your last episode.
Yes. Oh no!
It's gotta
be that guy. I've got no respect for Goldberg whatsoever.
When did Bret Hart get here, guys? Oh my god!
I'll be Bret Hart. I don't care.
I love it.
Goldberg. He's such a piss take. He's an insult to the industry. Fuck Goldberg. I don't care how big he is.
Goldberg's gonna come through the Culture City office and jackknife you into this.
If you want to jackknife me, that's fine. I can still have my opinions. He shouldn't have beaten Kevin Owens in 2017.
No.
WrestleMania 33 program with Brock Lesnar with Borden.
Yeah.
His second Universal title reign was even worse. And he can't go for more than 4 minutes. He's not a worker. He's not selfless.
Yeah.
He's not any of the things that a wrestler should be.
The Undertaker match, I think, especially.
So shit.
The Undertaker match especially highlights a lot of like my problems with Goldberg, especially.
Yeah, and it's because the Undertaker is the opposite of Goldberg.
Yeah.
The reason the Undertaker is so respected is because if he needed to, if Vince came up to him and was like, "We've got a younger guy here that needs to push,
Yeah,
and we need you to lose to him," Undertaker is the first one to say, "Yeah, let's do it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
happy to."
yeah,
But with Goldberg, it's like the guy was like in his 60s and he was pushing at the time a Kevin Owens that was bursting onto the scene.
yeah.
He was
White
not
lad.
only involved in the best program in WWE TV in 2017 with Chris Jericho,
Yeah,
but was also
Mhm.
the world champion for the main brand.
yeah,
So it's like Kevin Owens was establishing himself as a main eventer and as an amazing performer that could do great things for the company. And bam, Goldberg's like, "No, I want that title," and
Yeah.
that's what me and Brock are going to feud over.
Do you know?
Just
Well, just while we're on Kevin Owens, real quick, we watched Payback recently, didn't
Yeah,
we?
yeah.
And oh my god,
Yes.
that
that
spot,
street fight was incredible.
that spot he did where he jumped from like
The
because
Swanton bomb from
Yeah,
the
because me, you, and Emily went to a house show in. I think I mentioned that we went to the house show on the last one, and basically where he did that swanton from is where we were sat, more or less, wasn't it?
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Like just above the tunnels into the arena.
It's incredible.
But yeah, I mean the shot as well from underneath.
Yeah, the underneath shot, which I haven't
Oh
seen.
no!
Now it's your fault.
I love it. Oh my god! The tables have turned. The tables have turned. The tables have turned. The tables have turned.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's it. Hit the camera shot and it tried to. Oh, I'm going to do my
Yeah,
own
yeah,
version of
yeah.
the camera shot by moving around.
Mm.
Do you guys have any questions for us? We usually turn it on you guys. We turn it on you guys.
Go on then.
Yeah.
Who are your favorite wrestlers? Both of you.
Oh, well, Benny, I will know Benny's fantastic because he doesn't watch wrestling like that. I will know with Benny. I want to hit because it's interesting with people that don't watch wrestling. Well, he doesn't. I mean, he hasn't watched. He watched it, but he doesn't really watch it. But I want to know what he has to say. I'm interested, man.
Me?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I know you have fond memories. I love that. I want to know.
I mean, bro, like, of course, it's like the cliche shit. I mean, it's
Who?
obviously The Rock, Undertaker,
The Rock
Stone
is not
Cold Steve
bad.
Austin. But it's like such a generic response. It was just shit
They're
that
all
I saw
good.
on television.
Still valid.
They're all good. They're still good. They're all
Most
like they're.
fans will then also say.
And plus, I could do the
Yeah.
thing.
Like they are at the top for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're good. Like I just want to hear what you were gonna say.
There's
It's
a
interesting
reason
if you
people
picked
love John
Undertaker.
Cena and the Undertaker and
Yeah. I love a lot, man. I love Finn Balor. Finn Balor I like a lot.
Finn Balor's
I love Finn Balor.
I'm a bit
I think it's cool.
upset with like the way he's been treated post some.
Yeah, like after the injury, man, it was
Yeah.
like. But he, out the Judgment Day, he's staying afloat. I think he's
I think
title.
he's had a bit of a resurgence since he joined the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Because the Judgment Day is so good,
Oh, so
and I am
Mhm.
worried that they're breaking that up too soon.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think.
that's the story that they're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's
Oh.
the
I don't
right
mind them
time.
having tension, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's the right time to sort
To
of
break it,
dissolve the Judgment
I think
Day.
they're at the height of their
Yes.
influence. I think give it
Mhm.
maybe a year.
Yeah.
Let them go to Mania 40 together,
Yeah,
and then maybe Damian Priest goes off and becomes
yeah. I
a
think
solo star.
I think
that
what
point.
sort of shows how good Judgment Day is, because the thing is, what we've got to look at, we are in like another sort of wrestling boom right
Yeah.
now. And the last time we had a wrestling boom was like the Attitude Era, and like I've got friends who don't know wrestling, don't know the first thing about it, but they are like big fans of Rhea Ripley, and like they know who she is,
Yeah.
and things like that.
You know
Yeah.
why?
Mommy.
Yeah.
Wrestling mommy.
Whenever everyone asks me, it's like, who is this Rhea Ripley person? I'm just like, oh yeah, she's one of like the greatest performers and like this
In the
she's
world
got-
at the minute,
Yeah, she's got
fucking
amazing.
smashing
Yeah.
it.
She's got amazing in-ring work, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they're just like, yeah, I don't care about that, and I'm just like, yeah, of course. You
Yeah,
don't.
no,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, no, we know.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley's well, she's not my favorite. I love Io Sky,
Io's great.
Asuka. I love Asuka. I think
Yeah.
Asuka is
I
one of the
don't know
greatest.
why. I don't know what happened to her booking in between NXT. I mean, I know what happened. Vince McMahon happened, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
really, I think struggled in the main roster, and I don't think it's really her fault. I think she was still putting on great matches and she was still doing great work, but
Mhm.
I think the booking wasn't there, and people weren't seeing that Asuka was consistently like one of the best people, if not the best,
Yeah.
at any time on the women's roster. I mean, there are other people now, I think, as well. Like, now that Asuka's sort of in the world title picture again, I think it's a bit late because there are other people there now that deserve it. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
And like, You know what I mean? Like, I think one of the best things about wrestling as well is that like you can have such a varied amount of like talent. So many people can have. It's such like a melting
And they can all
pot
be
in a way.
different. They can all be talented at different things and different
Oh yeah,
styles.
exactly. And like I mean, I've always loved William Regal for like his in-ring work, and like now there's so many
Classic.
sorts of-
I mean, it's a classic.
Speaking,
Classic.
not to bring it back to celebrity cameos, but I've often joked with Ethan that like my pick to like play his dad in Birchall's would be William Regal. Like,
Yo,
because
I see it.
yeah,
I see it.
thank you, because he doesn't, and everyone.
I
else
was kind of.
I don't know. I don't know.
Bro, you look like a very classic man, very regal man.
Okay.
He's got the
You
Regal
look very,
hair,
very
right.
good.
Like,
I love it. You look. I was like, you know what? I can see you pulling out brass knuckles and like.
I suppose
that's
that's why I play David, to be honest.
yeah.
That'd be dope.
That's
That'd be dope.
I think it'd be perfect to have William Regal as like, as David Bugle.
Oh shit! Yeah. You gotta do it now. You gotta get him on the
Yeah.
guest star. You gotta
I'd
get him
love
on.
to.
Also, Triple H is my favorite. Triple H is my favorite of all time. I love Triple H is my favorite because he came up and he helped me understand what wrestling meant with the heels and the storylines and everything. And so I've learned everything from him, like how a storyline works and stuff like that, from that character, from him being like a rags to rich like guy, regular guy, to now he owns the company. I love that character. I love
It's
that.
a meteoric rise. Absolutely.
It's crazy.
And I suppose
Crazy.
Roman Reigns is going to be that now for the next 20 years. Where
Ooh.
Yeah,
I think when Roman split from the Shield, what WWE thought they had was the next John Cena, but what they actually had was the next Triple H.
Absolutely.
He's the next final boss.
Yeah.
Whereas and I think what made it worse was they didn't have the next John Cena.
Yeah.
Because the next John Cena just fucked off the company.
Yeah.
And couldn't
Now
use his surname, and now he's back.
Now
But
he's
I think
back. I think Cody's very
now
much.
that Cody is back in the company.
Yeah.
I think they've got their new face that'll sell all the merchandise to the kids and sign the autographs after the show. And we'll have the big emotional title win at WrestleMania eventually.
Yeah.
But they've also got Roman Reigns also at the face of the company with his version of the Reign of Terror, which isn't 600 title reigns in a year. It's 3 years where
my man was walling.
Yeah. I think you've also got.
It
could be interesting to see how LA Knight's going to factor into that as well because
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
gotten some
yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
When we watch Money in the Bank, I can't tell you how many other British men were at that pub
because
going, yeah.
because it was like because for once there was an appropriate time for a pay-per-view to be on in England because of the time differences.
Yeah.
It absolutely takes the piss. The hours that we have got to stay up just because you guys want to watch it at like 7.
Yeah.
7 Sorry.
Is
Forgive us.
1 a.m.
Yeah, we go to sleep at like 5 when a pay-per-view ends. Like we are destroyed. We've got to set a day aside afterwards so that we
No, I'm sorry.
because of the time difference.
I do like it at you guys' time though. It's I don't know why they don't do it. And it's on a Saturday.
It's almost as
perfect.
It's almost as if it's to be a really good idea if they hosted WrestleMania at Anfield Stadium.
It is indeed. Like you.
I've been saying this for ages.
You've been
They've
saying
got
it
the
for
capacity
ages.
for it.
Yeah.
Anfield have just expanded. They're the home of one of the biggest sporting
They just
institutions
want
in the
to
world.
sell for the Saudi prince money. That's all they want.
Well, yeah, they're Saudi Arabia, but that'd be dope, man. Because they're coming to Philly this year.
Yeah,
They are, yeah.
We're going. We're going,
you?
Benny.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. We're gonna do. It's like 20 minutes from our house.
Oh, that's
like 20 minutes. We have to, and Philly's gonna go crazy.
You doing access the days before?
I want to do it. I want to do both days and just do the whole thing. But it's easier just to be like, because I know they'll be in the area of our area. So it's like, so we're just gonna be. We're going, Benny. I don't know what you're doing, but you're going. You thought Philadelphia was crazy with the Eagles?
You'll go.
Imagine
I
wrestling.
mean, if he doesn't want to go, I'll take it. I mean,
yeah, we'll take it because
I'll be gracious as well and pay for the flights to Philadelphia.
Yeah,
because we put that on you.
Because we popped off when John Cena comes out and he's like, I want to bring WrestleMania here because we were saying for ages like at some point in our lives we've got to do a WrestleMania, but it just be asked.
Thank you. Every wrestling.
I think at some point in our lifetime there will be a WrestleMania in England.
Yeah, and what better way than Anfield Stadium? I mean, the only downside I can see with WrestleMania in Anfield Liverpool.
Wembley has.
No.
Oh.
You know what they're going to do if it's WrestleMania in Liverpool.
It's going to be
Beatles themed. They're going to get Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr to like open the show.
Yeah, Paul McCartney.
And wrestle.
Paul McCartney's going to sing Kingdom.
Damn it.
In my soul. Something bloody roads.
Hey,
Bloody roads came to me, American dream, you know.
Yeah.
They still look good for
totally
80,
agree.
so why not? Why not
Oh,
fight?
there are 80. We got, but WrestleMania we gotta go. Well, I'm gonna take you to a regular WWE show because it comes here, actually to Delaware,
House
and we'll
shows
go to
are like
that. And then
Yeah.
House shows are
so I kind of want to get you like involved in like the things. You'll see, it's gonna be cute. It's gonna be nice. I got a plan. Okay, I got a plan. But yeah, man. Any more questions for us?
Favorite WWE entrance theme?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, for me? Oh man, I love I do like Triple H when he has like with China.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah,
That
like
one I used to
that.
like that. And I used Aleister Black, man. Aleister Black, bro. When he comes from the
This is
yeah,
Aleister Black, when he was in NXT, was, in my opinion, like, he was the best ever in the world. He was amazing.
yes, I agree.
Aleister Black
I agree.
absolutely smashing it until he came onto the main roster. Everything he did in NXT was perfection. And his theme tune was immense.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
so good.
so
It was
good.
metal
I
as
don't.
fuck.
That entrance
Yeah, it was heavy.
is Bobby Roode had one too that was sick.
Yeah,
It
around
was
that
like
time as well.
glorious.
Yeah.
And they ruined it. I don't know.
And then,
But Finn Balor's Demon one is pretty
Yeah.
sick too.
when
When he came back to life fighting Roman Reigns, it was crazy. I said, "This is wrestling."
yeah,
I said,
like,
"I said, no way."
it's mental. It makes no sense, but it's
I
amazing
said, "This makes
The
no
best
sense," but I
in
love
in the
wrestling.
best possible way.
I
love it.
think it speaks volumes that like I've gotten like so many people into wrestling now.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
from like because like I'll show them like little bits and here and then they're like, oh, I
Sure.
take an interest in this. And like it was funny, wasn't it, when like because we went to the house show, we brought Emily with us, and it was just funny like watching someone like she was watching it like it was an episode of like Strictly Come Dancing. She's just like, oh my god, I love the outfits, they're so slay.
The entrances and all that, the showmanship and the fanfare.
I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
It's always interesting seeing someone's perspective on it that's like not like
It's
you know,
interesting
Yes.
seeing what a new fan
Yes.
attaches to the business.
yeah, she's just sat there being like, oh
The
my god,
reason
Seth
they
Rollins'
enjoy it.
outfit is
Yeah.
slay. I love Becky Lynch.
Which they usually are. Seth
Yeah.
Rollins is.
Oh, that man is a fashion icon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
10 gets you 20. He's
I
just
miss-
raiding Becky's wardrobe for most of it, but
Yeah, the boots though, the giant boots is always gets me. The giant yellow boot or the red boots.
yeah.
I wanted one pair of those so bad.
See, like he came out with
That was
Crocs
so-
the other night.
That was crazy, man. I think this wrestler is crazy, man. Benny, what's your favorite interest, Benny? Yeah,
From what I can remember, definitely The Undertaker's.
Yeah.
That was always iconic to me.
Elemental feelings.
What else? Fuck, John Cena. I know.
yeah. John Cena's amazing. He when he comes out, I get it. John Cena's my guy.
Yeah, it's a lot of hype.
I
I
never
love it.
used to. I think a lot of people would probably say that back in the day they didn't really. They weren't really
I liked
John
him,
Cena.
and I was like,
I mean, Super Cena was for the kids, really.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
yes.
But now
He's
I
a
look
Super
back
Cena.
on it and I'm like, I get it.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
I look back on it now and go, I don't really agree with any of this.
Oh, all right then.
Now I'm wondering how long this actor strike is going to last, because now I know Cena and The Rock are back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the right
Yeah.
strike is over.
Mm.
I don't know if
Yes.
it's going to have any like precedence or results on the deal between the Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day,
studios.
part of the reason that strike was going on was for similar but also separate reasons. Like
Yeah.
the one that I mentioned last time.
AI.
Yeah, the AI. I mean, that was part of the racist
That's
thing as
good.
well. But like, just because they've agreed, okay, we're not going to have like AIs writing scripts, doesn't mean that like the thing of okay, we're just going to scan you in, and then the AI is going to have your like. That doesn't necessarily going away for actors.
Yeah.
And
But that's got to go away if
Yeah.
these strikes are going to stop.
Yeah.
Is that there can't be any like leeway in terms of they can't find a loophole for AI to fill in the gaps for actors. It's got to be all people.
Yeah.
And that's the only way. Like if the strike ends now with like a bit of a sort of uneasy piece about the AI thing, and then it becomes an issue in like 5-10 years down the line again, then it'll just be another strike at the
Yeah.
same scale.
Yeah.
And it'll shut down Hollywood again.
Yeah.
So they need to come to a final agreement now that stops the unfair use of actors' likenesses
Yeah.
without their express permission.
Yeah.
And we need there needs to be an agreement that prevents studios from exploiting actors
because I think
and their talents.
it's not even just like an exploitation thing as well. Like I mentioned this last time, it's a bad economic and financial because it actively
eventually you will just run out of actors to scan the likenesses of.
And jobs as well.
Yeah.
I mean that's how we live in capital. That's how everything goes around. So if you actively take away the ability to make and create jobs for the sake of like, we want to save a few like little dimes, a few dollary dues on this. It's like, okay, that's cool, but now you've like fucked the economy X amount of time
there
down
are
the
now
line.
several 100,000 people in America sort of on the coast that now can't afford rent or bills or buy anything. That ruins the markets of the things that they would have usually invested their money into, which in turn affects everything. But I think capitalism is built on short-sightedness. So at the end of the day, they're not going to see that. They're going to see AI can save us money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in order for these strikes to end, something has got to be agreed on the final and put nips it in the bud with the AI stuff. Obviously, the pay is important, but I think the AI use of AI in Hollywood is, I think, probably the bigger issue that needs solved. I think it's the main reason for why the strikes are happening. Obviously, I hope they all get paid, but the AI needs to like be cut now, basically.
Yeah, you can't have robots acting in everything. That maybe when the robot overlords take over years from now, I'm going to be first for saying that. But like, I don't want to watch movies where it's just I am going to deliver an emotional scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because at that point it's the end.
Oh my god.
These haven't heard me do the robot voice, have they?
No, they haven't.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my god.
Really cool robot voice.
Oh my god. That's terrifying.
It's just on the inhale. He just manages to.
I simply just feel different.
Yo, hey, yo, oh god, that was
good. I deliver my personal training sessions just like, you have 2 sets left.
Yo, that's like really good. That's really
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate your kind words.
I love it. I love it so much.
You just won't stop now.
Thank you very much.
This is the greatest. This is the greatest.
Yeah.
This is the greatest thing ever.
But yeah, I mean, if AI sort of dictates what actors do, it's the end of art, isn't it? Because AI isn't capable of coming up with anything original. Therefore, everything that an AI writer or an AI actor produced has already happened.
Yeah, because if you type in on those websites where you can type in like a prompt on an AI thing, it doesn't pull from like its own thing. It pulls from what's already out there.
Yeah, the operation of the AI depends entirely on the information that's been fed.
Yeah.
Therefore, it can only create based on things that it already knows.
Yeah.
It cannot produce anything original. So if AI dictates the creation of content in Hollywood in the next 10 years, it's the end of art, and it's the end of originality, and it's the end of the reason people watch films, which is expression.
And we're already seeing like a bit of a thing with that. I mean, not to kind of steer it in the direction of criticizing the MCU, but like,
I mean, let's go there though.
Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah,
like
fuck that thing.
Yeah, well, like the biggest reason that that's sort of starting to fall off now is that like it is a bit too like strict. It is a bit too unoriginal. It is just the same things over and over again. That's just when people are doing it because of certain studio and like what am I trying to think of? Certain studio mandates that like you've got to do this, and it's very kind of it is a machine already
because they've seen what's worked in the past 10 years of the MCU with the Spider-Mans and the Iron Mans and the Captain Americas and gone, well, that's what works and that's what gets us $1 billion movies.
Yeah,
that's what we need to reproduce. It is essentially feeding itself its own information.
Yeah,
and it becomes this very cyclical process of essentially self-destruction because like the Marvel Cinematic Universe will explode in on itself because it has repeated its own originality for so long that it eventually just collapses. And because it's no longer sustainable.
That's just now with actual people behind the creative thing. If you were to give that to an AI, I'd liken it to...
It gets worse then,
You know that AI Batman script that like people rant and rave about, where it's like I've got an AI to watch like all these Batman films and then write its own script, and then it's like you know, Alfred give birth to Robin and things like, you know, that video or like that script.
But the reason Matt Reeves
Was
took him
what?
was amazing was because he, like Matt Reeves and the writing team, had watched every Batman film that had ever been made, and pressed them all into like this amalgam for 2 hours. It was Matt Reeves had looked at everything and went, "This is the source material for Batman. I'm going to create my own original idea based on what I want to do, and everything else is going to be a very, very light foundation. But I'm going to tell my own original story, and that's the reason the Batman was so good. Not because he was fed all of this stuff and gone, right, well, we'll take all of this bits because these are the best bits, and we'll just peddle them into an audience and hope that they give us
No! I hate when that happens. I do. There we go. Hey! Hey! I said, yes! I said, please, no! He's getting good, but I'm excited. Oh, man. I cannot wait for the show.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the show.
Pints is coming out on the 10th of November, 2023.
Okay, 10th of November, 2023. Oh, November?
Yeah.
November 10th, 2023.
Oh, yeah, you do it the other way around.
Okay.
Yeah, no, so we've got it. The American.
Okay, so yes.
Americans once more.
Yeah, November 10th. No, it doesn't feel right. It's just not right. I can't say it. You say it because it doesn't feel right when I say it. It feels like time. You just...
Okay. Yeah. I'll say it when you say it.
Yeah.
Okay, the 10th of November, 2023.
Now, I'll
check your Amazon Prime.
You were gracious enough to do it our way. November 10th, 2023, Birchall's Pints releases tour.
I love it. Where can we find you guys? Tell us where we can find
you. Can find Some Guys with a Camera on Instagram and YouTube. You can watch all of our previous short films, and you can follow us on Instagram to see what we're doing next. You can follow me at Squack Ethan, SGWAC _ Ethan. Where you can see all of the work that I'm doing with the Culture City and all of the independent work that I'm doing outside of Some Guys with a Camera. And then
you can follow me on Redgrave Fitness. That's on Instagram, TikTok, everything like that. The acting page, if you want to go more down that route, is Philip Leon Redgrave on Instagram. And God, I haven't touched it in I don't know how long. But yeah. I've been very focused on PC for a while, but that's why I'm so excited now that Birchall's is coming into fruition, because it feels like
a bit of a window back in there.
Yeah, I've had so much of. I set up my personal training business about a year ago now, and I was definitively like, I'm going to have to take a bit of time off from acting and creative projects like that just to build the foundation of this business. Now that is done, and it's all kind of aligned perfectly with the release of Birchall's, and then now it's potentially to open up that window again and pursue those ventures.
All right, Benny, where can they find you, my friend?
They can find me on Instagram at Benny J. Blanco and formerly known as Twitter at the Benny J. Blanco. What about yourself, Sailor?
You can find me at Sailor Games 18, Twitter, TikTok, your mom's house, anywhere you find me at. Drink your water, anything you just want to I'm everywhere, okay? I'm like Batman, all right? I will be everywhere, okay?
Brilliant.
But follow me, follow your mom and dad, go watch Birchall Pints, then watch the spinoff, Birchall, baby faces and heels, Birchall in them little tiny Birch Hills, everything Birchall. Okay, we're gonna watch. Okay, we want the whole Birch Hill universe. Okay, it's what the streets want. Okay, that's what we want. Okay, please, I need the spinoffs. Okay, I need them. Okay, we gotta get one first, but I'm down. All right, November 10th.
Should we end the podcast?
2023.
Should we end the podcast with me giving him like a Ric Flair-esque chop?
Go on.
No, I don't want that. You know, it's fine. Next time, okay? I don't want.
Such a tease.
Next time, you can't give more after. All right. Next time. All right. Thank you. We love you. Go watch the show. Okay?
10th of November.
10th of November. We're gonna watch it. Let's go. Yes.